Morning guys, it's Jan, Not a Real Farm. So we're just going to take a quick walk just up the road here on the edge of the property to basically see if the wild plums have come in or not. A lot of the times I have wild plums at the edge of the property. Last year they didn't come in too good just because, we had very, very little rain. So this year we've had so much of it, and I've actually been able to spot a few plum trees that are just sort of at the edge of the property here. So I thought we'd take a nice walk this morning and see how some of the trees are doing. Well, this is pretty much it, guys. This is what's at the front of my house. Hardly any traffic really comes down here. So you can see that's the front of it. Well, we've got berry bushes happening, but there's one great big plum tree that I wanted to take a look at. They probably won't be ready, but this will give me a good indication. It's a plum tree that's kind of hanging out basically onto the road. But I thought I'd take you guys along with me this morning for the walk because you get to see kind of what the road looks like, what the neighborhood looks like. Not very many people around. Got lots of wild cherries. I am that kind of person that will, if I drive past a fruit tree, stop and see what kind of fruit tree it is, and also make sure that it's kind of out of the way, because sometimes what they do on the edges of roads is do a lot of spraying with chemicals, which I don't want. Here they don't do that. It's pretty dead here. Now let's just cross our fingers and hope I don't run into a bear, right? So I'm kind of just taking a look on this side of the road. There's a plum tree actually just at the end. There's a few plum trees, but this one is big enough that it kind of hangs out over the road a little bit. So this is kind of what I get up every day too, guys. It's pretty quiet. You have to be okay with sort of living with not too many neighbors. A ton of birds out this morning. It was funny, the year before when I went plum picking, I was going straight into these woods, ticks or not, and getting the biggest plums that I possibly could, and then I made almost, a few months worth of wild plum jam, which was kind of nice. I'm just gonna take a look here and see. Now I see a couple of plum bushes hanging out here, but they're not very big. So all along in here, and you won't be able to see it, but all along in here we have Saskatoons and wild plums. And I have them at the edge of the property, but there are some trees that are kind of here on the other side that are mature enough that they give you, pretty big plums. So we've got some stuff doing its thing here. I don't know if you can see that. We got these little trees. We have all these cool little berries that happen. I suspect that's why the bears are sort of out coming around too, because the fruit trees are all starting to put on their berries. Yeah, we've got tons of berries in here. And some of them are actually If I can get it close enough, you can see that some of the berries are actually starting to turn color. Yeah, so everything is kind of at the beginning stages. So I suspect, you can look in there too, there's berries. So I suspect what will happen is a lot of these will be ready to pick by August. So just before I sign off, I was just about to, and then I realized I walked up past my house here and there is plums on one tree, but they're green. So I'll show you the wild plums we have access to. I'm not going to go in here right now because I'm not dressed for ticks, but let me see if I can zoom in for you. You take a look way in there, you'll see that there are sort of like green globes that are on these trees here. And that is a wild plum tree. Our bushes are full of these. They don't get as sweet as the commercialized plums, but man, do they ever make great jam. Can you see those little green globes in there? Almost look like a giant-sized green grape. So they're starting. That one is a little bit more ahead than the rest of them, but they're there. So like I said, we'll probably come back in August and do some picking, and I'll bring you guys along with me. But I'm glad that I found some that are developing quite faster than the other ones, so that you guys are able to see. Awesome. Let me just back out because the camera's a little bit too close. And so they're all along here, right at the edge of my driveway. So I don't have to go too far. That's good. Here we go. I can get in a little bit closer and show you guys this. So right in there. Let's see. There we go. Can you guys see the plums in there? And they're really nice too. They're a nice size. So good. I don't have to walk all the way down the road. Just right outside my driveway. Works for me. And maybe what we'll do is we'll do a segment on, just do another video at some point of doing some wild plum jam. This one doesn't really have much. So yeah, so they're just starting, guys. So I'm glad I was able to show you that. My driveway is actually just right there on the right. So not too far to collect. Awesome. Okay, that makes me feel good. It's going to be an awesome day today, guys, even though it's going to be hot. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful morning. And I'll probably put up another video later. See you guys soon. Have an awesome day.